He woke up at 5 a.m., brushed his teeth, got ready as fast as he could, and rushed straight to the airport. On the way, he grabbed a coffee if he managed to find one. If not, he simply ate whatever he got on the flight. He landed, walked straight into a meeting, already sleep deprived and mentally preparing for a long day ahead. After the meeting, he reached his hotel room, exhausted, sent a couple of emails, ordered room service, and fell asleep almost immediately, only to repeat the same cycle the next day. This was the story of my client RV, a 51-year-old CEO. He once told me about his typical travel day, and the crazy part was, he wasn't even complaining. He was simply stating what his life looked like. Because for most CEOs, this is what is considered normal. When RV came to me, his biggest issue wasn't his food or his travel. It was simply that his body had no structure in the middle of all this chaos. His belly was getting bigger even on weeks where he ate clean. His energy was inconsistent even when he slept enough. And none of this made sense to him until we broke everything down and realized his entire problem came down to something I call the executive travel reset protocol. And that consists of three pillars. Three pillars that decide whether your body stores fat or burns it, whether it holds on to that inner angst or finally releases it, and whether your system feels chaotic or calm. His training, his ability to switch off at night, and his protein regulation. Now, before I talk about the training, I want to say something upfront because I know exactly what you're thinking. The moment you hear the word training, your mind wants to switch off and move on, because when you are tired, the last thing you want to do is work out. And trust me, I understand that. Nobody likes to exercise when they are exhausted. Nobody wants to do anything physical when their body feels stiff after flights or meetings, and honestly, you shouldn't force yourself to. But here's what most people don't know. When you are mentally tired, your body is usually full of tension, not empty of energy. Flight tension, meeting tension, posture tension, adrenaline tension. And if you don't release that tension, even if you do breath work, even if you control your food, your body will not switch off at night. And if your body cannot switch off at night, fat loss becomes impossible. RV didn't need intense workouts. He didn't need weights, heavy breathing, or sweating buckets. He needed movement that released tension without adding stress. That's why we gave him guided 15-minute sessions with a coach. These sessions weren't random. They were curated minute by minute for his body. His hips were stiff from flights, so we opened his hips. His neck was tight from laptop work, so we released his straps. His posture was collapsed from sitting, so we activated the muscles that weren't firing. None of this was about burning calories. It was about telling his nervous system that the day was over. Once that happened, everything else finally started falling into place. The second pillar of the executive travel reset protocol was switching off at night. And here's the part nobody talks about. People love using the word cortisol, but they don't explain what actually happens when cortisol rises. Cortisol never rises alone. When cortisol goes up, your adrenaline shoots up with it. And when adrenaline rises, your body dumps sugar into your blood immediately, because your body doesn't know the difference between you running away from a wild animal and you sprinting through an airport to catch a flight. Stress is stress. And the moment that sugar hits your bloodstream, falling asleep becomes harder. Your heart rate stays a little elevated, your mind stays active, and even if you do sleep, you don't recover. You wake up tired, you wake up puffy, and your cravings the next day go through the roof. So we created a simple 3-step internal process for RV to follow every night. Step 1 was releasing the adrenaline stuck in his muscles, which is why the 15-minute guided sessions mattered so much. Step 2 was lowering cortisol through breath work. And this was as simple as breathing out longer than he breathed in. 4 seconds in, 6 to 8 seconds out. That one rhythm forces your nervous system to shift from survival mode into recovery mode. And step 3 was allowing his body to fall asleep naturally instead of passing out from exhaustion. When you fall asleep, you heal. When you pass out, you don't. RV had been passing out for years. The third pillar of the executive travel reset protocol was protein regulation. Not dieting, not cutting carbs, not portion control, just protein. Because when RV wasn't traveling, he ate okay, not great, but okay. Some protein here and there, some cottage cheese, sometimes some chicken, occasionally nothing structured, which is normal for most CEOs. So instead of trying to fix every meal during travel, which is impossible, we focused on anchoring his day with at least one reliable source of protein. That alone changed everything. Protein protects your muscle, stabilizes your hunger, keeps your energy steady, and prevents overeating without you even realizing it. And you can find protein in every airport if you know where to look. Whey protein is the simplest. One drink usually gives you 20 to 24 grams instantly. If he didn't want whey, cottage cheese was almost always available. If he didn't want cottage cheese, then grilled fish was even better. And if he wanted chicken, I taught him something most people don't know. The chicken breast is the highest protein option, around 25 to 30 grams per 100 grams. The chicken leg is almost half of that. And if the meat feels very smooth and silky, then it's mostly fat. If it feels fibrous, it's mostly protein. And that one rule alone made him automatically control portions without thinking about it. Once these three pillars of the executive travel reset protocol came together, his body began releasing tension through simple guided movement, switching off his stress response every night and anchoring his days with consistent protein. Then his entire body changed. His belly started shrinking even during weeks with heavy travel. His energy stabilized, his digestion improved, his face looked healthier, his confidence came back, and he didn't stop eating the foods he loved. He didn't do intense workouts. He didn't follow a strict diet. He followed a structure that worked for his life. If you're someone who lives a similar life, so that means you're someone who travels frequently, works long hours, and feels like your belly refuses to move no matter what you do, then you're in the same place RV was in. And just like we created a customized roadmap for him, we can do the same for you. If you want to finally lose the fat, gain your energy back, and build a body that supports your lifestyle instead of fighting against it, click the link below. I'll help you understand your exact blockers and show you how to build a strategy around your reality, not some fantasy routine. No extreme workouts, no starvation, just a structure designed for your life.